All right, gentlemen, let's talk about one of the most awkward questions you can ask a woman in bed. Did you come? Even if you mean well, it almost always kills the mood. For most women, it feels awkward, forced, or even a little insulting. And here's the problem. Studies show that more than 68% of women have admitted to faking an orgasm at least once. That means 2 out of 3 men are being fooled without even realizing it. Women don't do this to be cruel. They do it to protect your feelings, to keep the moment from crashing, or because they don't feel comfortable telling you the truth in that vulnerable moment. So if you can't just ask, how do you know? How do you read her body so you know if your moves are working? That's exactly what we're going to cover today. I'm Dr. Emma Blake, and in this video, I'll give you the 5 most reliable signs that a woman is about to climax. I'll also give you some research-backed tips on how to actually help her reach orgasm more often, because knowing the signs is only half the battle. Making sure she actually gets there is the real prize. The first sign is muscle contractions and body tension. As a woman approaches orgasm, her whole body begins to tense up. Her pelvic floor muscles contract involuntarily, her abs and thighs tighten, her back may arch, and sometimes her toes curl. These are not conscious moves. They are automatic reflexes of the nervous system. Think of it as her body bracing for impact. If you notice her getting more tense and her moans growing more intense, that's your green light. What most men do wrong is they suddenly change position or rhythm, thinking variety will impress her. In reality, variety kills momentum in this moment. The golden rule is consistency. Whatever you're doing when she starts tensing, keep doing it exactly the same way. If she relaxes suddenly, that's when you might switch techniques. But if she's tightening and moaning louder, you're on track. Don't move. Stay locked in. The second sign is her heartbeat and breathing pattern. Sexual arousal isn't just mental, it's deeply physical. As she gets closer, her pulse quickens, and her breathing turns shallow and rapid. You may feel her chest rise faster against yours, or hear her breath coming out in shaky bursts. This is one of the clearest signs her body is reaching the peak. Here's a trick you can use. Sync your breathing with hers for a few seconds, then gently slow yours down. Whisper reassurance like, "Don't move, I've got you." That sense of safety helps her brain let go of control and surrender to the sensation. There's also a method I call the breath ladder. Build arousal with 20 seconds of faster stimulation, then pause and hold pressure steady for 10 seconds. Do that cycle a few times, and her nervous system stacks tension until release becomes almost inevitable. The third sign is loss of control. This can look like clutching, shaking, or trembling. When orgasm hits, many women grab whatever's nearby. Sheets, pillows, your shoulders, even your hair. Their legs may tremble uncontrollably, or their body may shiver afterwards. These reflexes aren't faked. They're the body's response to a surge of adrenaline, dopamine, and oxytocin all at once. When this happens, your job is simple. Don't change anything. Stay steady, and let her body ride the wave. If she grips you, press your body gently back against her, or place a firm hand on her hip. That grounding pressure gives her security and makes the orgasm more intense. Many women report that feeling held in place during climax makes the release much more powerful. Or, the fourth sign is the sex flush. As her body heats up, blood flow to the skin increases, and you may notice her chest, neck, or face turning pink or red. Doctors call this vasodilation, and it's the same biological effect that makes you blush. Not every woman gets it, but when it happens, it's a reliable signal she's close. Some women's genitals even deepen in color right before orgasm. If you notice this, don't point it out clinically. Just admire her and say something like, "You look so beautiful right now." Then stay quiet. Silence in that moment actually amplifies sensation. Because it removes distraction, and lets her body focus completely on the release. The fifth sign is her words. Women may not announce, "I'm about to climax," but they do drop verbal clues. Phrases like, "Don't stop," "Right there," or "Just like that," are not random chatter. They're direct feedback. When you hear them, that's her body guiding you. The mistake many men make is switching things up when they hear these cues, as if to make the experience more exciting. Don't. Mirror her. If she says, "Don't stop," respond softly with, "I won't stop." That echo reassures her subconscious. It makes her feel understood and keeps her focus laser sharp. That's when her body can let go completely. Now, those are the 5 clear signs of climax. But knowing the signs isn't enough. The real skill is creating the environment where those signs show up consistently. That means understanding the phases of arousal: before, during, and after. Before touch is where most men fail. Many expect women to start out already turned on, but most women have what's called responsive desire. That means they become aroused once the right cues are present. It's your job to build that foundation. Set the scene. Dim the lights. Make sure the room is warm and eliminate distractions. Connect with her breathing. 10 slow breaths together. Face to face builds trust and syncs your nervous systems. Tease without touching, by hovering your hands near her thighs or hips. The anticipation of almost being touched is incredibly powerful. And communicate simply. Ask binary questions that make it easy for her to guide you, like slower or deeper, instead of open-ended ones that put her on the spot. During stimulation is where rhythm becomes critical. Most men think creativity wins, but women's bodies respond best to consistency with small adjustments. Pressure, angle, and rhythm are your main tools. A good approach is rotating stimulation between the clitoris, the inner labia, and the vaginal entrance. This keeps her arousal rising without overloading one spot. Try simple protocols. One is the 8-count glide, 8 light strokes, 4 firm presses, then a pause. Another is the figure C, tracing around the clitoral hood instead of directly on it, which can be too intense for some. Or try the anchor shift, keeping one hand steady while the other moves. These patterns build a balance of stimulation and security. Aftercare matters more than most men realize. Orgasm isn't the end of the sexual experience for women. It's a vulnerable state. If you roll away or grab your phone, it can feel cold. Instead, stay close. Keep a hand on her body. Whisper reassurance like, "That was incredible." This builds trust and makes her brain associate orgasm with connection, not just release. The next time, her body will be more willing to go there again. Lifestyle also plays a huge role in making orgasms easier and stronger. Blood flow is the foundation of sexual response. Foods like dark chocolate, beets, pomegranate, and arugula boost nitric oxide, which improves circulation. Supplements like omega-3s, zinc, and magnesium support hormone balance and nerve sensitivity. Sleep is critical too. 7 to 8 hours a night raises testosterone in men and oxytocin in women, both hormones tied to sexual desire and satisfaction. And here's a big one: communication outside the bedroom. Studies show couples who openly talk about sex away from the moment have twice the orgasm rate as those who don't. Talking lowers shame, builds anticipation, and sets expectations. So here's the recap. The 5 undeniable signs she's about to climax are tension and muscle contractions, a racing heart and faster breathing, grabbing or trembling, a visible sex flush, and verbal cues. When you learn to read these signals, you'll never have to ask if she came. And when you pair them with consistent rhythm, thoughtful buildup, and genuine aftercare, you'll help her climax more often and with more intensity. Women don't fake orgasms because they want to. They fake them because they're not being read properly, because they don't feel consistent stimulation, or because they don't feel safe enough to let go. Change those 3 things, and you'll change her experience forever. That's how you go from being just another guy to being the lover she never wants to lose. I'm Dr. Emma Blake. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more. Share this with someone who needs the upgrade. And tell me in the comments, what signs have you noticed before? Once you start reading her body the right way, she'll never have to fake it again.